This video will cover the Settings tab on the basic version. Go ahead and click on Settings. From the Settings tab, you have your school information. If you go ahead and click on School here, you can see all of your school's information, such as the admin password, the office password, the startup password, the school's name and address, principal information, school start times and end times, and the school code. To edit any of these fields here, you can go ahead and just click in the field and type in whatever you want. The startup password is not required. If you wish to have this not required, please uncheck the box here. You may also want to edit the school start time, the school dismissal time, and the school front office close time. The school start time is important as it will determine when students are counted as late or tardy. And the school front office close time is important as it will automatically log out all faculty and staff at this specific time. You can go ahead and go back to the admin tab here and click on Settings again. The next tab that we're going to go over in the Settings tab is your Administration tab. The Administration tab has some miscellaneous options here. The first one is the Administration menu's timeout after a specific amount of time. If you are inactive in the admin menu or the office menu for a specific amount of time, this will kick you back to the main menu where people check in. Right now it's set to never. You can set this up to be 90 seconds, 180 seconds, or whatever you want. We also have the auto shutdown option. If you select this, you can select auto shutdown setup. This will allow you to select a time when you want school check-in to shut down at the end of the day. It will only close the school check-in program. It will not shut off your computer. You must select the start time here and the minute and AM or PM. You can then go back to the admin tab and click on Settings again. You will need to click on Administration. The next option here, if you're going to use your school logo on the main menu, you will need to activate this by selecting Use School Logo on main menu. Under that, we have Print, Admin, or Secretary initial line on the passes. These are going to be the passes for your students, the late and tardy passes. So you will have that secretary initial line for them to be able to sign. The next option here is going to be your key check. The key check prints out a continuous version of the visitor badge to attach to the keys. The keys are then turned into the front office. That way the visitor must return in order to check out. The next option here is going to be Use Default Backup Export Location. We do have a default backup export location located in your school check-in folder. If you wish to create your own backup location, please select No, and you will need to set up the location. You can also set up email notifications whenever these backups get created. You will just need to select Email Notification. If you wish to use an alternative language such as Spanish, please make sure you select the Spanish button here. If you're using a touchscreen, please select the touchscreen mode at the bottom. This will allow you to use school check-in on touchscreen mode, and a keyboard on the screen will appear. Go ahead and go back to the admin tab here. Click on Settings again. The next tab that I'm going to go over is the Display and Print tab. These are all of your display and printing options. On the left hand side here, these are your main menu buttons that are displayed. If you're wanting to hide any of the main menu buttons, you can select No for that. If you're going to use them, please select yes. As a reminder, the student self-checkout is the student checkout that uses the student's name to check out. The parent and guardian pickup is the student early dismissal or checkout that will use the parent and guardian's name first before selecting the student's name. Next, we have the option to print ID badges or passes. Please select yes or no for each of these options if you wish to print or not print passes and badges. You can then select what type of paper you wanted those badges or passes printed on. You can either print on the continuous white paper. Usually the continuous white paper is meant for passes, such as student passes for early dismissal and late and tardy. Or you can choose to print on the peel and stick labels. The peel and stick labels are usually meant for visitors, substitutes, volunteers, or vendors. After you've chosen and modified it, you can go ahead and click on Save. Now you're back on the administration menu. Go ahead and click on Settings again. The next tab is going to be your screen resolution. If you find that your screen is off center, you can recenter it by clicking the arrows here or clicking on Reset to Default. Go ahead and go back to the Admin tab now and click on Settings again. The next tab is going to be your Printers tab. This is where you set up your printers. To set up your printer, you'll want to first select the printer model here. To set up the printer model, you'll want to click in the field and select the printer that you have. Then you will want to proceed to the next part and click the drop-down menu to select the printer that you have plugged in via USB. Then you will want to verify what type of paper you have on each side of the printer if you are using a twin turbo. If you have peel and stick on the left side, please make sure this says peel and stick. If you have continuous on the left side, please select continuous. On the right side here, if you have continuous paper, please make sure this says continuous. If it is the peel and stick labels, please select peel and stick. On this page, you can also set up your report printer. If you're wanting to print reports from a different printer that's already located in your office or the front office, please select the printer from the drop-down menu here. You can then click on Save. Go ahead and click on Settings again. The next tab is your Camera tab. If you're using a webcam, you can activate it by clicking on Live Camera in Use. You can then set the camera pose time. These are in seconds. You can choose to use the webcam's autofocus. And then you can adjust the webcam settings here. Go ahead and go back to the Admin tab now. And that concludes this video. To access additional videos, please visit us at schoolcheckin.com.